Now, one specific thing that people do or people think is that they are an exception to something. Now, if I say that, hey, and a normal person takes around 10 minutes to swim across this swimming pool, let's say, alright? So, if you ask a general person, how long will you take? Then you know what they will say? They'll say something like 6 or 7 minutes. You know why? Because generally, people as a group think that they are a special case to a rule. And sometimes it might be true. Like, of course, if you are a good swimmer, then you will obviously take less than 10 minutes. But remember, if you do not have expertise in that particular thing, or if you do not know anything about that, and you are a normal person, you are a beginner, then you will obviously take the exact thing, or at least the average around that value that is given to normal people. If I say a normal person takes 5 days to read a book who has just started reading, and let's say you are a normal person who has just started reading, so you will take around 5 days to read that book. You cannot say that, hey, I'm an exception because I can read it in 4.5 days or something. The thing is simple. People think they are an exception. People think that they have something special. People think they are the center of the world. And you might also think that. But remember, it might be true, but generally, without any other measurable quantities or without any other values that prove it wrong, any other data that proves it wrong, do not assume that. From the starting, assume that you are an average person, be it in terms of anything, because generally you are. In some cases, you may not be. All right. Okay, you may know you may have a natural talent for drawing. You may have a natural talent for typing. You may have a natural talent for swimming. But for most general cases, you do not. You do not have you do not have a special talent. You are a normal person, and that's what the thing means. A normal person will take this much to do this. That's what it means for a normal person, because you are a normal person, so you will take that time or you will take that value for that particular activity. Let me give you my example. So, when I was starting gym, it was said, like many people told me, that hey, when a beginner starts, they generally use empty rod for like picking up for like that for exercise and stuff. And I thought that, wait, I am not a normal person, I must be an exception. So I will put on weights on the rod before doing that. So I took the heaviest rod and I put 10 kgs on that rod. Of course, 5 kg on one side, 5 kg on the other. And I couldn't do it. So then I thought that, okay, 5 kg might be too much. Then I used 2.5 kg on both sides. Again, I could not do it. Then I thought that maybe the rod, empty rod, is okay. But the thing is, I couldn't even lift the empty rod because it was the biggest rod. And the thing is, if you're beginning, then you are supposed to start with the small rod. And that's the thing. You might think that you are an exception. You might think that you're someone special. You might think that you have something special in you, or you are God's gift or something. You are not a special snowflake. You're not anything. You are just the same person as everyone else is. Remember that. Now, in terms of studying, how does this actually apply? Well, the idea is simple. People think that, hey, I can get good grades without even studying, right? I can be good in studying without even studying. Like, I know about history without even studying history. People think that. But that's completely false. Sometimes this confidence may carry you if you have prior knowledge to that subject. But generally speaking, if you have not read something, if you do not understand something, then you cannot cram it at the end of the day or just before the exam. Sometimes it may work, but if you keep on to that thing, then it will not work, and sometimes it will betray you, and that betrayal will be tough. Remember that. See, okay, if it is just for fun or if it is not something serious, then you might think that, okay, I can do it, and it is still kind of fine. That, hey, I'll study just one day before the exam and it will just happen. It's fine. But if it is something like you are studying one day before exam for every serious exam also, then you're doing something wrong, because then you are just assuming that you are different. You do not have to study. But generally speaking, most people are not naturally intelligent. You do not have an amazing IQ. You are just a general person. You are just a normal person. You have to study. To get good grades, you have to study. To be better in maths, you have to practice maths. To be better in science, to be better in physics, you have to practice that. You cannot skip the process. Remember that. You might think that I am wrong and you are right. You might think that you are special. You might think that you are someone new or you are a god or something. That's why you can. You are not Ayano. You are not Walter White. You are not any of those characters. That's completely wrong. You are just the same person as everyone else is. And you have to work hard to make the difference. You might think that, hey, this guy is saying wrong because he is not special. But remember, I used to think that also. And I had to learn it the hard way. And that's why I'm telling you that, hey, just take the advice from me. And remember, you are not special. You are not anything right now. You might be good in studying. You might have been had been good in studying. You were good in studying in the past or something. But right now, you are not, or at least you are not perfect. So you gotta do the steps that everyone else does. You gotta study. You gotta work hard for it. Remember that. Now, if you want more advice from me, like how do you actually study, how do you get good grades, how do you memorize stuff, then you can join my program. It's literally $5. Like, how much is $5? And it will really help you. So, I highly recommend you to join my program. I'll see you there. Till then, you can watch my other videos. I'll see you later. Till then, work like a dog, live like a lion.